Twitter is absolutely losing their mind. These people on the left are going crazy. They're sitting here saying that Tucker's a liar, blah, 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 because he showed footage that Kevin McCarthy gave him to the American people, which they've been hiding from us for 2 years. Or they show that the guy that had the paint on his face and the horns, the Shama or whatever he was, the QAnon Shama. Well, they show police officers walking through with him, not trying to stop him, and even like gonna open a door for him. So if they're gonna charge this guy for whatever crimes they're charging him with, they need to charge those police officers for aiding and abetting him, but they don't. Why is that? It's just the same thing as all these people who went into the Capitol, which probably some of them went in there violently, or they broke in. Maybe they were Antifa, maybe they were MAGA, who the hell knows? Maybe they were feds. But there was a lot of these people that just went in there because the cops were waving them in, and then you see a crowd of people going in, you're like, okay, I think it's cool to go in. Besides, we pay for this shit. This is our shit. This is our tax dollars pay for this. The Kavanaugh hearings, when we had feminists breaking in the Capitol or whatever, they're doing the same thing. They were protesting. They were storming the Capitol, but they might have got arrested or whatever. But they weren't held for like multiple years in prison without a trial, and I guarantee you their crimes weren't charged. Their charges weren't even close to whatever the MAGA people are. And to me, I think that these MAGA people are just basically POWs, prisoners of war. That's what I think. I think that they wanted this to look like an insurrection. Yeah, okay. You got a group of people who love guns, and they're gonna try to overthrow the government with no guns? Are you kidding me? If these people wanted to overthrow the government, they're gonna go in there armed to the teeth, man, and there's gonna be tons of bloodshed on both sides. It was not an insurrection. It's the politicians who are scared of us. They're deathly afraid of us. And that is why they're throwing down the hammer on these people. Whatever you believe about the elections, you believe. I'm critical. And I think I should be able to be critical. It doesn't seem like there just seems to be inconsistencies. Okay, and the left's like, oh, I need proof, the proof. You can show them proof, man. Like, these people on the left, honestly, like, they're so brainwashed. They will defend the narrative to the bitter end. Like, they could walk into somebody, like, abusing their kid physically, sexually, and then actually kill their kid in front of them, and they will defend that person. That's how brainwashed these people are. They can't look at evidence and be like, maybe I was wrong. They have no critical thinking at all. They will go along with the narrative until the bitter end. And that's why it's impossible to debate with these people or have any type of intelligent conversation, because they will just go with the narrative. And I understand you got to have proof. You got to have proof when you say stuff like that. But I could sit here and have an opinion where it's like, I don't really trust our system. I don't really trust it. But they're melting down. They're saying liars when they are the liars themselves. Like Tim Pool said, these people are wicked. They're wicked, evil. He said evil. They're evil people. That's what they are. They're evil, and they twist things. And I'm getting on arguments on Twitter with these people talking about the DRAG shows, and then they bring, underage folks there. And then they sit here and say, well, look at all these religious pedos. And I say, yeah, I denounce them too. Are you going to denounce your the people over here? No, they don't. Because I denounce every single one of them. And I think they should be prosecuted. But they don't. They just continue to go along with the narrative, this absurdity, immorality. And it's absurd. It's completely absurd. These people are absurd. Like I think the whole January 6th, my whole thing is this is what I think happened. I think people showed up for a protest. They wanted to have their voices heard, and some things got out of control. There could be some criminal people that they actually committed violence too. Some of these people committed violence, breaking stuff, stealing stuff, definitely, and then they should be prosecuted. But I think the vast majority of people who went into the Capitol were just kind of like sheep or like cows going with the flock. Like, oh shit, it's cool. Everybody's going in. We're going to protest in there. And this isn't like a military base, okay? Where you have to go to security. Like, I mean, I guess you have to go to security, but it's not like you're off limits. It's off limits to the public. People can go in there. People can tour this place. So it's like, it's just ridiculous. And these people are ridiculous. And I'm not even a big fan of Fox News, and that's what they say. Oh, you're a Republican. I mean, I do the same thing. You probably watch CNN or whatever. I say the same stuff, so I'm kind of like a hypocrite in that time. It's funny when I get in arguments with these people and I see like things that I say and they say. It's just like, we're not going nowhere with this. It's just, but these people are pretty much POWs, and it was not an insurrection. It was an insurrection. There would have been politicians who would have been probably executed. There would have been tons of death because the army would have went in, the police would have went in. It would have been it would have popped off. It would have been really, really bad if it was a true insurrection. But these politicians are scared to death. That's why they left. They got scared and they left because they're pussies, man. They're pussies, and I get it. I understand why they left. But I'm just saying, they want to drop the book down on these people for basically trespassing. It's not even really trespassing, but it's like they want control. That's what it is. They want control, and you have to have order to some point. You have to have order, and I don't advocate violent protests or anything like that. I don't advocate that. I think that it's probably not the best idea to even go to a protest. I even went to a Trump rally, and I'd love to go to one of those. I haven't been to a single protest. It'd be probably cool to meet other people that have a lot of agreement with me, but like, I don't want drama in my life. I don't want that. And this you can see the collusion with media, mainstream media, and the government perpetuating this propaganda to try to gain control over and make other people look bad. That's what they do. And then the people who are in this cult, they call the people in a cult, which, I'm not going to say that people who are straight up 100% MAGA and they just agree with everything Trump says aren't type of like cultish type of behavior. I'm not going to say that. Well, they don't have any type of critical thought of anything or anybody. They just like look at them like they're gods. Yes, some people are, but it just seems like people who are on the left are they're completely brainwashed. They're all sheep, pretty much. They have no critical thinking. And then even if you present evidence to them, they'll just dismiss it. That's all they do is they'll dismiss it. They'll find out some kind of way that it ain't worth nothing, and they'll dismiss it. And they just want to believe what they want to believe. And that's why these people are just like, there's no saving these people. And you know what? I want to see counties secede from states and go to other states. That's what I want to see. And that's what should happen. These states who are collecting tax dollars off of these people who don't agree with them politically, they're basically making them be slaves. Well, these counties should be able to secede just like West Virginia did. West Virginia was a part of Virginia back in the day. Well, maybe these counties don't turn into like own like states, but other states can like absorb these counties. Well, like, you don't like these people anyway. Like, these blue states and these blue cities, they don't like these people anyway. So it's just like, just let them secede, let them go to another state. And then you have your utopia of just one city, one little area. But they don't want that because they want control over us. That's what it is. It's all about control over all of us. And we can't have a peaceful divorce. There will never be a peaceful divorce because they're going to run out of resources and they're going to come after our resources. Because, yeah, they got the tech, okay? But I can survive without tech. We grow the food. Who controls the food? What keeps us alive is food. And who's the hard workers? Who's predominantly the ones that want to work hard? And who's the ones that don't want to work? I'm just saying, I don't talk to many people who are conservatives or MAGAs who say, I don't feel like I should have to work at all. Now, I sit here and complain about the working, and I see different injustice in our society with rent and hyperinflation and not being able to own anything, and these boomers just running us into the ground. But I don't have this mentality where it's like, I don't feel like I should have to work for the rest of my life, because I know even if I didn't participate in this society, if I was out on my own, well, I have to work to survive. I have to work to gather food or kill food and process it so I can eat. I have to work to provide heat for my house or heat for me. I have to work. You can't just, if you're in this 3D reality, you have to work at some point. You have to contribute something to society. And if you don't contribute, like my songs, my book, my videos, society doesn't really give a fuck about my shit. Obviously, it's probably not that good. So I have to work a regular job. And those are just a hobby to me. This right here is just a fucking hobby. It ain't paying my bills. So I'm not contributing. Society isn't like, oh, I'm following this guy, tons of people, and I'm going to give him tons of money because I like his opinions. I like his videos. I like what he produces. It's quite clear I'm not that good. So I have to work a regular job. So you can't, it's just like, I understand where people are just like, what am I working for? There's no carrot. Well, the carrot is not starving to death. That's the carrot. Food is people have to make food. People have to process food. Well, that takes their time. I'm sure they'd rather do something else with their time than do that work. So you want people to do that work for free while you just do whatever the fuck you want. It doesn't work like that. You have to provide something to society that the society actually gives a damn about. With someone like Tim Pool, Steven Crowder, these people are huge. People actually like these people. They're highly intelligent people. They provide information to society. They provide a highly intelligent opinion, and people like these people. So they give them money. Well, if you suck like me, you're going to have to work a regular job to pay your bills, to pay for your house, to pay for your food. It's not just going to people are so entitled because they've been just, especially these kids, because this is all they've known. The parents haven't given them any type of responsibility at all. They haven't given them any work. They don't have, they just think that everything should be handed to them because that's what they've been in their whole life. This video's gone off the rails, but like this is like society problems I'm talking about, man. This is like true shit. And it's just like, I don't agree with everybody. Like, okay, Cappy, like one of my favorite, Aaron Clary, he's fucking awesome, man. I like most of everything he says. And I got my kid to listen to him. I got my kid to listen to Sticks, Hex, and Hammer. My kid loves these people. He's like, damn, these people are fucking awesome. I'm like, yeah, they're fucking awesome. But I'm not gonna sit here and agree with everything. Like Cappy had a video was talking about how Walmart increased our standard of living. Well, yes, we have more access to cheap shit that we wouldn't be able to get like 20 years ago. And it's cheaper. Why is it cheaper? Well, why is it cheaper? Why do I have access to it? Because they don't pay the workers well enough. These workers have to go on welfare, on food stamps, which that company has to be subsidized by the government, by us, socialism. Okay? And then they go and ship jobs overseas to China, and they don't pay them shit to make the products or whatever. So it's just like, they don't pay people right. Okay? So I see both sides, man. I see both sides. And that's a problem with either side. They don't see both sides. They just look at one side like, okay, I'm gonna go with the sheep. I'm gonna go with the flock. I'm not gonna sit here and be like, I can be critical of that. I can be critical of people I like. I'm critical of Aaron Clary. I'm critical of Donald Trump. He don't like Bitcoin. He likes our fiat currency. What else was it? I didn't like the hires he did when he was the president. He keeps pushing the thing in 2001. He keeps pushing it, and it's not like maybe some people. No, he keeps like taking, because he doesn't want to take the loss, because he's stubborn. I criticize anybody. Dude, if you look at my videos, and I do this purposely, I might make fun of leftists more so than I do other people, but I make fun of everybody, including myself. I make fun of myself on here. But I'm just speaking facts. I'm speaking truths, and a lot of people can't handle the truth. And the January 6th was a bunch of crap. And I think that these politicians who had evidence that it was a bunch of hogwash, they should have to pay their money. They should have to pay their salaries back, wasting our time. Whatever resources these people wasted, they need to pay it back. The 35 million to investigate Trump. All these investigations that don't do nothing, and they know that they won't do nothing. They need to pay their money back, and in fact, they should pay all that money back that the investigation didn't do nothing. I'm for investigations, man. But if you're going to sit here and waste our money and our time and then try to control a narrative to try to, because you want to stay in power, because you want to destroy the country, there's major problems. I don't trust like hardly any politicians. I'm critical even Marjorie Taylor Greene. I love Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's awesome, dude. It's like most of the things I like about her. But she was gung-ho about Kevin McCarthy. And then you had the MAGAs, the true MAGAs, which she is part of. They're like holding him accountable and putting these little things in there that he had to do instead of just like let him have free reigns, and nothing's going to change. Might as well have Nancy Pelosi in there. Who cares if they had to wait a couple extra weeks to get him as speaker? I mean, we spent the last 4-6 years of Congress not doing shit anyway. It was a fucking matter of a couple extra weeks. We want to make sure that we're going to hold him accountable. And that's the problem I have with Marjorie Taylor Greene. So that's what I'm saying. I can criticize people I like. Well, they can't. And I might be wrong in some of my criticisms, because I ain't perfect. I might not have all the information. And then if I get the information, I can change my opinion. But these people on the left, they can't. They can't. I don't even know if they're like people. Are they even people? Are they even real? Is there anything inside? There's no common sense, obviously. Are they just NPCs? I don't know. Am I in a simulation? Is this a simulation? I don't know.